Okay, we have joining us from Abuja studio the chairman, Bayelsa State Cattle Ranch Management and Control, Kabir Shitu. Thank you so much for joining us from Abuja studio there. Okay, so what do you think about this planned by government to set up ranches in 10 states? Of course, it's a pilot scheme for now. 94 ranches in 10 states, that is.
Good morning, Nigerian. And for us, I will start that. For us in Bayelsa, we started in 2015, 2016. And it has really helped Bayelsa as a state. I want Nigerians to have the experience. When the governor see that there's clash between the herdsmen and the citizens, he called on us and we gave advice. And we now put up what you call Cattle Ranch Committee. Okay. In this committee, which I'm the chairman, we have the Commissioner of Police, have the Director of SSS, we have the Commandant of NSDC, and we have other. My Vice Chairman is the Vice Chairman of the Traditional Rulers of Bayelsa State. And then we brought the youth leaders to also be the member of the committee. And then we now put them together, sat down, and give ourselves, advise them on why the committee has to be in place. And at the initial period, they were resistant. They were resistant to establishing the cow ranch. But at the end of the day, when we showed them the advantage, because what Nigerians must understand is that these ranches are the owners are not the Fulanis. The owners of these ranches are the state government, the community, the youth leaders of that community, the traditional rulers, because the land belongs to them. And they are the ones that will benefit from this. How do you benefit from it? Your youth, we have unemployed youth in those communities. What they do is that they are the ones that will provide the grass. The gamba grass, the elephant grass, the legumes, they are the ones to provide it. They are the ones to plant it. They are the ones to guide. And when these cows are coming in, one, the advantage is that you take their picture, you give them identification card. Okay. Now, you know how many cows that are coming to your state. You know who are the people bringing those cows. And when they are going into that ranch, they also pay, which is a tax for the state or the local government or the community. Because if you say, okay, monthly, each cow that comes in, you have to pay 2,000 naira monthly. If you have 1 million cow in a ranch, that means that state is generating 2,000 times 1 million.
So in essence,
enough money.
Okay, in essence, you're saying that it's going to help states create IGR. But then there are still some Nigerians arguing that cow herding really is private business. Cattle herding is private business, that government has no business in setting up ranches in the first place.
Let me give you an example today. Is it maritime business? Is it an government business or an individual business? It is an individual businesses. But why do we now sink money into dredging? It is Nigerian money that you dredge with. You understand? We should look at cattle ranch from the business perspective. We should look at cattle ranch from security perspective. We should look at cattle ranch at generating employment opportunities for our teeming youth, not to look at it from ethnicity or religious side. Until in this country we remove ethnicity. Because when you are dredging, they won't say you are using government money to dredge. But is it government that, government only regulate and take tax from those ship owners? But the owners of the ships are individuals. It's a commercial business. So also the ranches. Ranches, yes, it's a business. It's what will generate revenue for the state. It's what will generate revenue for the local government. It's what will generate revenue for the community that ranches is established. Sorry. Secondly, these ranches you are talking does not belong to the herdsman. The land belongs to either the community, either the state, or either the local government where it is reside. And now, instead of us using sentiment and religion to be killing ourselves, do you know it will make each state to be industrialized? From the skin, you can establish skin and hide industry. It will employ millions of Nigerian youth. We wouldn't need to be exporting bags. In fact, we'll be exporting the hide and skin. Secondly, we're importing fertilizer with our hard-earned forex dollar. Today, if we establish that, we can also have manuals. Their donks are manual, which we can establish. You can put up fertilizer industry around there. We should also note that we can export this meat into European markets. No house that does not take milk per day. We can establish milk industries around it to industrialize each of our states. We should look at it from that perspective.
But then you wonder really why some states
are refusing to
exactly,
because they don't seem to appreciate the points that you are making, that there are economic benefits to going the way of cattle ranching. What do you think is responsible? I mean, you have talked to us about the success story that is Bayelsa State when it comes to ranching. What is missing? What needs to be emphasized seriously beyond what you have stated, the economic benefits? The states that believe that this is ethnic, that this has religious connotations and all of that, how should government really step in?
Yes, you see, at initial period of projects, when you are establishing project, at the tutelage, the government must inject fund into it, so that it will come into maturity. As it comes into maturity and the citizen embraces it, the government will move out of it. And you now see that, in fact, citizens will enjoy the business and they will not even want it to go off them. So, for us, Nigerians should, I think what the federal government should do quickly is to remove issue of indigenship in our constitution. Okay. As soon as we remove indigenship from our constitution and people start seeing themselves as citizens of the area they are living, I think investment and issue of ethnic or religion will go out of it. Because it is economy that holds society. It is economy that holds community, citizens, the state and federal government. So if we allow citizens to see it from the economic perspective of ranches instead of ethnicity and land issue, I think it will help this country.
And you think,
it is time that we should note.
All right, do you think it will solve the problem of suspicion really at this time? Because out of the 10 states highlighted for the pilot scheme, 2 Ebonyi and Benue are saying that they want out. They don't want anything to do with it.
You see, because, to embrace new thing is very, very difficult. When war against indiscipline was established by administration of General Buhari in 1994, people were resist. But today, if I come to any bank, I must line up. Anywhere I go, you will line up. They've embraced it. Definitely, if you establish policies, the way I told you of Bayelsa, our Bayelsa experience is that people resist it. But we let them see the advantage of it, where you will have abattoir in one place, where you can export meat, where you have hygienic meat. In fact, when our committee was established, we found that from Delta, they are bringing donkey meat to sell in Bayelsa. Without people knowing that it's donkey meat. It's our committee that were able to get to that, and we're able to establish that they are bringing donkey meat. and we put up communication and allow citizens to know, if you see this type of meat, it is donkey, don't eat it. If you want to eat it, you know that you are eating donkey, not cow. You see, there are a lot of things Nigerian citizens who benefit from this.
Yeah. Of course, that point cannot be overemphasized. But let's look at the case of Benue State. Before they came up with the anti-grazing law, which in itself has become a contentious issue, both on the part of the Miyetti Allah and, of course, some, public personalities. The mediation committee for herders and farmers clashes actually came up with the idea that, yes, the states that want to go ahead with the ranches could go ahead with that. And the herders can actually benefit from the anchor borrower scheme of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Is that not one way to go?
Yes, anchor borrower is a very good way to go. But you see, we must talk to our governors. Are they governing us for us to kill ourselves? Or they are governing us for us to benefit the economic benefit of the state? It has to be governing for the economic sufficiency of the state. We should remove sentiment. That is why I said in my fair that, first of all, government will, put incentive, put up a lot of, maybe putting the ranch, then allow individuals to take over these ranches. Take loan, take from the anchor borrower or anywhere or international. They can partner with international. What we are talking is in Kwara State. When Zimbabweans drove out those
white farmers,
white men.
Yeah.
Kwara took them. Most of our milk we are taking around this area today come from those farms. And you see, we must look at the economic benefit, not out and security-wise. Because if you establish ranches, there's no way a Fulani man will be roaming on a bush. You can arrest him because he has to go to that ranch. And as soon as he's going to that ranch, you establish identification card for him. And then you also have chips, which if you put on the cows, anywhere that cow is roaming, you are seeing it on your screen. Technology has helped us.
Okay.
So I see no fear. There should not be fear.
From what you've said, really, it seems that Nigerians generally would benefit from it. But then, when you look at what is happening, again, let's look at Benue State, where the government says it doesn't want the state to be used for the ranching project. And then Miyetti Allah is still saying that it will still continue to oppose the anti-open grazing law of the state and any move against their free movement. So when you hear that from a group of businessmen against the state, how do you want other members of other states in the country to want to accommodate them?
You see, it's not issue of accommodating. If Benue State has gone to establish cattle ranch, before putting up that anti-grazing law, Nigerians will even support them. And let me tell you, it's historical. Benue and Fulani, a thief man, they will say Munchi here. A TV man and Fulani man have come thousands of years. They have been together for thousands of years. They are the best friends. If a Fulani man is in an office, which I witnessed, and you come from another ethnicity to get something from him, and a TV man come to a Fulani man, he will give it to that TV man without looking back. He won't give it to you until he certifies that thief man. So the question today is, where do they get it wrong? Why will it be that it's thief and Fulani that are fighting today? And that is why we must call our political leaders. Why will you allow the country to degenerate to the level that the best of friends are now fighting? So what I will urge the Benue State government to do is that please embrace this cattle ranch. Make it an economic issue. Allow your citizens. And then you can now, as anybody that does not take his cow to that ranch, you arrest him, take his cow and prosecute him because he has violated the law. But when you does not provide alternative, and you said I should stop. What can I do? All my cows will die, and there's nothing I can do with it, about it.
Yeah.
So what I will advise is that I'm pleading with the Benue State government, if they are hearing me, let them embrace it, let them put these ranches together, let them empower their citizens through anchor borrower, as it say. Let encourage the citizens to also even establish beyond what government want to establish, and make money out of it, and then be able to even have security of life. Because after war, you still come back to table to Georgia.
Yeah,
why must you now start war that you cannot end? You are a best of friend. In fact, I wouldn't even like to talk of Benue, and it's a surprising thing to me, because I'm here seeing a Fulani man and thief man being the best friend, even not giving me what I need, but giving to thief man. But today, they are now the best of enemy. Why?
Very,
we shouldn't degenerate to that.
Very interesting point that you raised there. Almost a euphemism for what is happening in, or a metaphor, if you like, for what's happening in Nigeria right now. Now, the Miyetti Allah, who are in agreement, you know, with the ranching plan, they are saying it's not enough to provide ranches, that there must be other things to go with it. Primary schools, or schools for, you know, provide schools for their children, veterinary hospitals and other social amenities should be there. So obviously it's not enough to just come up with these ranches without this other, you know, provisions. What do you say?
I will also urge Miyetti Allah to please also look at the conditions that Nigeria find itself, security-wise and economic-wise. It will amaze you if I tell you that no Fulani man will even want his cattle to be put on ranches, because it's traditional. It's going from one place to another. That is when it is wet time, they go to the south. When it is dry season, sorry, to the north. When it is dry season, they go to the north, to the south. So, but today, we are also like forcing them to be able to restrict them to an area. So, they are also, it is also of disadvantage to the Fulanis, to the herdsmen. But what can we do? There must be a midway. Midway in the sense that the government take it, and then the Miyetti Allah and the headers also take it as it has come. Let us, so that for the security of the country, we can't allow our security to degenerate, where none of the, would they enjoy it when they cannot even move their cow? You have cattle rustlers that are taking their cattle every day, killing the Fulanis every day. That's what Nigerians should note. Right, so it is an advantage for both the citizens, Nigerian, and to the herdsmen. And then it will let us know who are these mercenaries that are coming to our country, invading us, killing us. Because if you have the statistic where you come and you have to go to a cattle ranch and you have an identity card, and when you are leaving, there's chips in that identity card for us to know where you are going. Are you going back to where you come from, or you are going to carry out violent in an area or killing or something?
All right. Thank you very much. We have to end it here.
Yeah, area we should.
All right, Kabiru Shittu.
And before I leave, I want the federal government, because in their first list, they could not list Bayelsa that started all these projects successfully. Okay. How will you list states without listing Bayelsa? Bayelsa state must be listed among the states, because Bayelsa state has what it takes.
All right, Kabiru, the federal government already says that it's going to be in tranches, so they'll definitely get to Bayelsa. Thank you very much, Kabiru Shittu, Chairman, Bayelsa State Cattle Ranch Management and